I think you'll agree that Honda CR-V is an icon of sorts in India. For a petrol-only soft-roader, it's done exceedingly well in the country. However, it ended up losing some of its appeal with the rise in petrol prices and, of course, its price tag. But Honda is ready to jumpstart the CR-V story in India again with this, the new 4th generation CR-V. We are getting to take it for a spin and see if it has that CR-V magic. Much of the CR-V's appeal has been down to its slick and futuristic design. The new CR-V also has that air, and it displays a cleaner and sharper version of the previous model's look. The protruding chin is gone, and in its place is a sculpted, sporty bumper. The flush-fitting grille adds fluidity to the design as it edges into the headlamps. These unfold like long wings and house HID headlamps on the top-end variant. From the side, you'll see the familiar tapering roof, and the kinked window line now ends in a pointed tip. Also, the CR-V may look longer and flatter, but actually it is marginally taller by 5 mm, and it is shorter by 30 mm. At the rear, the design marks this clearly as a CR-V. But the tail lamps have gotten bolder and the kinked tailgate has been designed for easy access to the boot. Loading luggage will be easier than before. The loading lip is low and the opening is wide. There is a lot of boot space, but a quick pull of the handle will send the middle row folding forward for even more space. However, unlike the European CR-V, there's no powered boot close option here. On the inside, the driver is treated to a simple and smart layered instrument console. The 2-tier dash also packs in a lot of new content. The small display on the top is called the iMid. It is standard on all variants of the CR-V. It shows you different information and lets you access the car menu as well. The top-end Avian variant gets a few extras, like the bigger 6.1-inch touchscreen display that can be used to control the audio, video and navigation features. It also offers Bluetooth connectivity. A sunroof is also a part of this package. Standard across the CR-V range is the handy reversing camera, powered seats for the driver and leather upholstery. The CR-V also offers tilt and telescopic steering, cruise control, steering mounted audio and cruise controls, and dual zone climate control. So this top of the line AVN CR-V has a good set of features which gives it that upmarket feel to it. But it could have done with a bit more in terms of a more stylish design, and the plastics on the inside just tend to feel a bit hard. Built on an all-new platform, Honda has worked hard to increase the space in the cabin. But at the front, under-thigh support could have been better. The wide opening doors make it easy to get into the rear, and there is plenty of knee room there. But more under-thigh support would help passengers on longer journeys. However, the completely flat floor makes life for the middle passenger much more comfortable. Now let's hop into the driver's seat and see how the CR-V fares there. Honda is carrying over its 2 petrol motors, but these have been updated for more power and efficiency. The top-of-the-line 2.4-litre motor now develops 187 bhp and 23.04 kilograms of torque. This motor comes mated only to an automatic transmission, and I'm sure that's just fine for most CR-V buyers who are stuck in the urban grind. Now for everyday driving, just a light tap of the throttle is sufficient to get the CR-V running forward. While Hondas are known for their rev-happy nature, tweaks to the engine have throttled some of its lusty top-end performance. And you can feel that when you push it hard. But it's when you push hard, you find that the punch isn't as strong as you'd expect. But that's more to do with the 5-speed automatic gearbox and its stall ratio. This traditional gearbox feels a bit old school now, which means the gear shifts aren't lightning fast, but they are very smooth. But you can take things into your own hands to improve the drive experience. The gearbox responds to the commands of the paddle shifters for a downshift with a surprising amount of eagerness. Then when you are done driving hard and in the mood to save the planet, the CR-V has something for that too. You also have the economy mode, which you can start by pressing this button here. What it does is it changes the maps for the gearbox and also readjusts your air conditioning for a more efficient drive. You also have these constant indicators here in the instrument console. There are these strips that glow green depending on how smoothly you're driving. Really bright if you're very efficient, and if you're pushing it hard, it turns to white. The CR-V is also equipped to weather our roads with McPherson struts at the front and a double wishbone setup at the rear. In the city, the CR-V felt quite smooth going over bumps, even bigger bumps. It handled them with a kind of relaxed ease, which was very comforting. It seems like the stiffer chassis, beefed up dampers and altered suspension geometry are working just fine. Now at higher speeds on the highway, it still feels nice and confident over the rougher patches. Now driving enthusiastically was something that the previous generation CR-V excelled at. It was a bit difficult to test this out on the straight Rajasthan roads. But one thing's for sure, it holds a lot of promise. The CR-V is still a great car to drive. The all-wheel drive system is on hand. Chuck it into a corner and it'll tidy up and sharpen up your lines through it. The CR-V continues to defy physics. It feels like a low-slung saloon rather than a tall SUV. It feels planted and confident well into the triple-digit zone. But there was something missing. The only thing is the steering. It's direct, even at the dead-ahead position, but it's just that it feels a bit vague. And that sense of connection is missing that made the last CR-V just so great to drive. I also got my hands on the 2-liter variant. This comes with a 6-speed manual box, and it is offered only with 2-wheel drive. And it doesn't have the frills on the inside either. But there is something about it. This engine gearbox combination would be my pick for the CR-V. I just wish though that they offered the top-end navigation 6-inch screen along with it. Now this 2-liter manual, it's fun to drive. The 6-speed gearbox shifts nicely. The engine revs anyhow. I mean, invariably in the first couple of gears, you'll end up hitting the rev limiter and then you'll shift up. It revs that smoothly and that fast. Now this felt like a proper Honda. So even though the CR-V is built on an all-new platform, it feels like an evolution of the previous one. In terms of styling, clearly so, but it's modern and sharper. On the inside, it's spacious, comfortable, it rides well, and well, it has a new set of features that gives it that important upmarket feel. But one feature that everybody's been hoping for is a diesel motor, but that's still not on the cards. But petrol is starting to make sense again. And Honda is offering 2 updated petrol motors with the choice of automatic and manual gearboxes. Honda is also offering 2 styling packages for the CR-V, and that should give the potential CR-V customer a lot to choose from. Some improvements that we would have liked is more of an upmarket feel on the inside with soft touch plastics. But that aside, the CR-V is clearly improved in just about every area, and Honda will be making it all the more attractive by assembling it here in India, which should give it a nice competitive price tag.